guys, we're going to get started. Hey guys, we're going to get started. Hello. Hannah. All right. I want to welcome you to our 5th annual award ceremony. Thank you for taking the time out to help us celebrate and honor these amazing men and women. Dispatchers are truly the unseen heroes. They don't drive a fire truck, an ambulance, or a patrol car, but they are always there to answer the calls for help. They work around the clock, holidays, birthdays, missing family events, and working nights and weekends. They don't usually make the news unless it's a bad call, but they do great things every day. They spend their days and nights saving lives and helping people through the worst days. They all deserve an award just for walking back in the door every day. Galatians 6:9 states, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." We are so blessed to have so many dedicated professionals that do not grow weary in doing good. I am honored to be able to talk with you about a few of them today. We're going to start with the nominations for Telecommunicator of the Year Award. When I call your name, if you could please come up and stand next to me while I talk about you, I would appreciate it. Our first nominee is Zane Withers. Us all the way from Marion, Illinois, with years of experience on both sides of the radio. He has been such a great addition to our team here, and I, for one, am looking forward to watching him grow with our center. Zane has been commended on being a perfect fit in a short time. He is quick to volunteer to help cover gaps in scheduling, helping us to ensure we meet staffing. Although he is very competent in his NCIC work, he never hesitates to ask for clarification and help others with what he has learned. Zane has great room awareness and is quick to lend a hand, but he does so in a kind way, never setting someone out in front of their peers. Zane has also joined our TERT team, and we are excited to see what his past experience brings to the team. Zane's overall positive attitude just makes the room a more enjoyable place to be. Thank you, Zane, for not only your accomplishments behind the headset each day, but for being a great team player with an attitude that drives our culture. Thank you. Thank you. You can go sit right there. Our next nominee is Monica Mccullough. Monica started out with us several years ago as an intern and decided in 2018 to join our team. As a telecommunicator, she's continued to strive for growth through personal education. Early in the year, Monica, under her own initiative, was the first person in this agency to obtain her Excellence in Dispatch certificate through NENA. This certificate is presented to a person that takes 3 of the 5 core classes that NENA offers. After sharing her successful experiences with this program, our training coordinator has now added it as our approved courses for all of our CTOs. Monica continues to strive for her excellence by self-funding her way to obtain the CMCP certificate in November. This is an intense, week-long course focusing on management in a comm center. Monica was also selected this year as one of our alt TACs. She's entrusted with assisting our TAC with training and compliance. Monica has been commended as a leader on the floor. She always attempts to assist dispatchers that need help and continuously works to improve morale. Thank you, Monica, for your dedication to the center and your pursuit for higher education. Our next nominee is Taylor Johnson. Taylor has been with us for 2.5 years. In that time, she's joined our TERT team and has become a CTO. She took to this job like a duck takes to water. I truly believe that this job was meant for her to do. Taylor consistently displays excellent aptitude for this profession. She has strived to become not just trained, but proficient on all disciplines in the center. She is always ready to help, whether it's while on shift or to cover a shift. She is an excellent call taker, dispatcher, and overall employee who has accomplished a lot this past year. She is constantly signing up for overtime, taking people's shifts when they need a day off, and is willing to stay late or come in early to cover gaps, for coverage to ensure the safety of Williamson County responders and citizens. Taylor is dedicated to learning and growing, and just recently, Taylor applied, along with 19 other people across the state, for a scholarship for our APCO Registered Public Leader Scholarship. She was awarded that scholarship and will be starting that year-long course very soon. She has received numerous accommodations. One of those was in reference to a very difficult call with a language barrier. The call ended up being a vehicle fire that led to the rescue of the driver by Franklin officers. The accommodation from Sergeant Phillips stated, "The decisions made by these ECOM employees contributed greatly to the positive outcome and life saved. If Taylor had waited for the language line to determine the full issue, this would have delayed the response and could have led to the driver losing his life." Thank you, Taylor, for your teamwork, dedication, and desire to continue to move us forward. Denton. John is our day shift Denton. Both he and his wife have both dedicated their careers to dispatching here at Williamson County, and we're really blessed for it. Not only is John an excellent dispatcher, he is also a great teammate. John has numerous recognitions that speak to that fact. In January of this year, he was praised for stepping in and making sure other agencies had all pertinent information related to them during a WCSO foot pursuit. In September, while working the Franklin PD radio, the records dispatcher became overwhelmed with requests. John took the initiative to help out his coworker, getting license tags and even calling tows, all while continuing to work his radio. In November, when our CAD crashed, John took control and helped calm the room by sharing his knowledge of how to use the paper dispatch cards. He has always been willing to help, whether it's entering his fair share of warrants, picking up the radios, sharing his knowledge of procedures, and being there for anyone who has asked questions. Being married to a deputy, sometimes part of him telling me about his day includes comments about dispatch. I cannot count the times that he has said that when John is on the radio, he knows that everything is taken care of. Thank you, John, for not only having the responders' backs, but also having the backs of everybody in this room. Hopson. AKA Little Hopson. Brianne came to us during a time of consolidation with Spring Hill, and although she was hired by us, she started her training there at Spring Hill. This made her part of an integral few that were able to share their knowledge of Spring Hill and make our consolidation transition go smoothly. Brianne has been praised for her willingness to help in times of short staffing and assisting coworkers. She has 7 positive Guardian entries this year, most of them from coworkers and supervisors, praising her for her teamwork. Brianne came to us in a time of a lot of transition, which unfortunately, it made it difficult for her to continue her training because we needed her to continue helping us out on Spring Hill until we could transition others. In April of this year, Brianne was able to finish her law training and recently completed her CTO class in an effort to work towards her goal of becoming a CTO. In November of this year, Brianne received an outstanding performance for her radio work during a Spring Hill pursuit that went on for more than an hour and through 4 counties. Her supervisor noted that she is grateful to have Brianne as a coworker and enjoys watching her flourish as a dispatcher. Thank you, Brianne, for your consistency and your hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed. Taylor Kenny. This is our other amazing Taylor. Don't be too shy to sit close to me. Taylor always comes in with a pleasant attitude and willingness to work any radio given. She constantly assists her fellow coworkers as needed by taking over radios while they are on stressful calls, volunteering to call neighboring agencies and providers as needed, and answering any questions they may have. Taylor has received multiple entries in Guardian tracking, recognizing her for teamwork, outstanding performance, and supervisory recognitions. She received a Stork Pen commendation in March of this year for delivering a baby. She was praised for remaining calm and professional, utilizing our protocols to assist in successfully delivering a successful delivery by the father. In October of this year, I had the privilege of speaking to a citizen who wanted to send Taylor a thank you card for helping her through one of the worst days of her life. Taylor walked this wife and mother through CPR on her husband until responders arrived to take over. In this card, she stated, "Your calmness and directions helped me save my husband's life. You are literally our hero, and I thank God for you every day." That patient is alive today in part because of the great job that Taylor did. Thank you, Taylor, for your dedication and always being here to answer the call.
Thank you.
Our last nominee for Telecommunicator of the Year is Tisha Brown. Tisha is a definition of the word resilient. No matter what life throws at her, she keeps getting back up. Not only does she get up, she rises to every challenge that's thrown her way. Tisha is always there and ready to help her coworkers, working tons of overtime just to allow others to take a day off. She is dedicated to her job and rarely calls out even when life has hit her hard. She has multiple recognitions in Guardian, being praised for helping to keep our center clean, assisting coworkers with duties when they are overwhelmed, working on technology when it fails, and always being prepared to take the next call. Most recently, in November, her supervisor received an email from Chief Faulkner that stated, "She kept up with my officers for their safety, kept the air clean, and offered assistance in all the right places. Well done." Thank you, Tisha, for tackling all the challenges this job has sent your way with grace, resilience, determination, and most of all, kindness. The winner of this year's Telecommunicator of the Year award goes to Taylor Johnson. All right. Now we're going to move on to nominees for CTO of the Year. Our first nominee, is she off the radio? Is Kelsey King. Still with the headset on. She's got to go right back to work, guys. This is dedication. Kelsey has continuously demonstrated her ability to teach and mentor her trainees as well as others on the floor. When I have a question about fire and EMS, I go to Kelsey, as well as anyone on and off the shift. She has been commended by our TAC for the phenomenal job she does instructing trainees on NCIC. When Kelsey started working on NCIC, she hated it and struggled with entries. Recognizing this as a weakness for her, she took it upon herself to make as many entries as possible, seeking out additional NCIC work to not only become proficient for herself, but also a better trainer. Kelsey has been observed teaching detailed information and quizzing her trainees on a regular basis. Because of her strong training ability, Kelsey turns out amazing trainees that are ready to take on any task. She is not only an extremely proficient telecommunicator, she is able to replicate those skills in others. She is very detail-oriented in her training techniques and ensures that trainees have all the tools necessary to succeed. It has been stated, those who cannot do, teach. This could not be further from the truth as far as Kelsey is concerned. She excels at both. Thank you, Kelsey, for being committed to sharing your knowledge and experience. Ashley Foster. Ashley has been training pretty much nonstop since November of 2018. She is one of the few trainers that we put through the CTO course prior to their 2-year mark. When actively training, she keeps the trainees engaged through quizzes and other activities to help them learn the material, locations, or questions to ask. During this year, CTO Foster created and updated several training documents that are in use at ECOM today. Ashley looks for opportunities to further her education by requesting online or in-person classes that are relevant to the profession and regularly incorporates new information in her training of new hires and veterans. She is a member of our CARES committee and a very active member of our team, volunteering to work on site events. Ashley is also a leader on the floor. She is the only OIC of Bravo shift and continuously works to gain knowledge necessary to be effective if the supervisors are not present. In February, she received a Lifesaver Pin for her extraordinary performance during a CPR call. Her supervisor wrote, "It was confirmed by EMS supervision that he, the patient, was not breathing and had no pulse. Through CTO Foster's action and time spent instructing the caller on CPR, it saved the male's life." Her dedication to this profession and drive for excellence has been well documented by both citizens and responders. Thank you, Ashley, for equipping your trainees with everything they need to be successful and for being a working example to dedication to this profession. Thank you. Morgan Melton is not here today, but I'm going to take a minute just to talk about Morgan. He had a pre-planned vacation. Morgan has brought so many things to this department. He is very talented with technology, and he has used that talent to assist us in dispatch. He is a member of our IT committee and has assisted in setup for events. He's also a wordsmith, and he uses that ability along with his humor to write amazing peer reviews and detailed DORs. He is observed as being a completely different person when actively trained, conveying the utmost professionalism. Morgan doesn't just submit the DOR. He takes the time to review it with his trainee, most of the time asking them to come up with 3 things that they felt they did well to help them focus on the positive. This helps to build the confidence needed to take on this challenging career. Morgan is passionate about training and likes to think outside the box, finding different types of training to assist anyone that needs the help. I want to thank Morgan, I'm hoping he's watching on the live stream, for using his talents to build a better center. Heather Young. In November of this year, Heather celebrated 20 years of serving the 911 profession. That alone is worth so much. Heather is always willing to jump in and help when is needed, and still is able to bring a positive attitude every day. She's extremely patient with her trainees, going above and beyond to help otherwise timid individuals find their voice. Not to anyone's surprise, Heather has numerous accommodations in Guardian for helping and being a team player. In April of this year, EMS Supervisor James Borland called in to commend the fire pod, Heather being one of those involved, for their performance during an incident that involved 5 entrapments as well as 1 fatality. During this CAD failure in November, Heather was the OIC. I was amazed by her calm demeanor and in leading the team through what most people had not been through. She showed true leadership that day. Heather leads by example, often volunteering to cover for others so they can take much needed time off. With trainees, she is seen going above and beyond to ensure they are understanding every aspect of the job. Thank you, Heather, for your years of service to this industry, the citizens responder, the center, and all the trainees. We're going to call Monica Mccullough up here again. You've already seen this face once today, but we just can't say enough about Monica. She was also nominated for a CTO of the Year because of her dedication to training, not only for her pursuit of her own education, but for those that she trains. Monica just started training around December of last year. Although she was much capable of doing that sooner, she made a goal for herself to become fully trained on all radios and aspects of the center before taking on that very important job. Over the last year, she has really shined. She's not only done an excellent job training new hires, she has also assisted in training the floor on new procedures. When training others, Monica takes the time to ensure they are understanding what she is teaching and to answer any questions they may have. Monica is patient with her trainees and spends time going over any areas they need the extra help. As I stated earlier, Monica has taken several courses this year, some at her own expense to improve her skills and knowledge, which in turn she has shared with all of her trainees. Thank you, Monica, for sharing your education and successes with us all. Taylor Johnson again. You've already seen this face before too, because she's another one of our rock stars here. Taylor has only been a CTO since August, but she's had the mindset for training for much longer. She is constantly striving to learn new things and shares all of that knowledge with her coworkers. Within this year, she has become one of her shift's designated OICs and has gained the title of CTO. She is good with new hires and is very patient when teaching them. Taylor has created multiple pieces of training material to provide for her future trainees, and she shared that with other CTOs. She not only co-wrote our agency's Mayday procedure, but created a PowerPoint and helped present it to the head of all the fire departments. Since then, we have implemented the training for our entire center. Thank you, Taylor, for holding yourself to a high standard and sharing your abilities as a CTO now. And the CTO of the Year award goes to Ashley Foster. Thank you, Ashley. Next, we're going to move on to our Leadership of the Year nominees. Jill Bohan is out today. Most of you know Jill already, so I'm sure you know her face, but we're going to go ahead and celebrate her anyways. She's been serving in the 911 field since 1988 and as a supervisor since 1994. Not many of us can say that we have that level of devotion to anything we do. Jill has wholeheartedly dedicated herself to this career, and Williamson County is the better for it. Jill has certainly proven her grit with her many years of service. She has adapted to many changes. A total of 5 consolidations have occurred in her tenure here, although along with many different CAD systems, policies, procedures, and personnel. Through it all, she has continued to lead with confidence. Jill is always listening, even when you think she's not, and takes action even if you do not notice until later. Jill remembers everything, even the details you personally cannot. She knows almost everyone's favorite sweets and takes the time to bring something in for you. She's a faithful person who uses that to encourage others in their time of need, even when she herself is struggling. Thank you, Jill. We are so lucky to have you here with us, helping us remember where we came from and that the small things are important. Erin Jakubowski. Most of us just call her Erin J. She is the jack of many trades, an exemplary leader. From the day she applied to be a supervisor, I knew she was going to take us to a new level. Erin has assisted in writing procedures, reviewing concerns. She's not afraid to bring up an issue, but always has a solution to go with it. I remember at her first leadership meeting thinking she's not going to say a word, but I was so wrong. She was not afraid to share her knowledge or face the challenges head on. As a floor supervisor, you're faced with difficult and sometimes quick decisions. Erin handles those with courage and grace, always courteous, but never backing down. As a part of our procedure committee, she has assisted in creating and presenting the Mayday procedure for our agency. While speaking with another supervisor about concerns regarding high-level comments not being seen, they together came up with an idea of code advisor alerts. These alerts have been put in place assisting our dispatchers in ensuring that we are giving out that important information always. She is the co-chair of our CARES committee and has recently taken on the very large task of chairing our new peer support committee that is going to be dedicated to providing much-needed resources to support for any challenges our telecommunicators face inside the center and outside in their personal lives. Erin is an active member of TERT team and has worked several events this year also. Thank you, Erin, for not only being a great leader, but for volunteering for so many vital responsibilities and tasks. Your dedication to the center, and most importantly, the people here, is moving our culture in the right direction. Jensen Hayes. Jensen is one of our newest supervisors, but from the very start, she was made to be a leader. She has such a calm demeanor, which is so important in a dispatch center. No matter what issues come up, whether it's a small hiccup or a major crisis, Jensen is always cool under pressure. She had several commendations this past year, to include her performances during a flash flood in March and a vehicle pursuit in May. Since Jensen took the role of supervisor, she's encouraged her shift to work together through activities and engagement. She is building a shift that not only has each other's back, but also cares for one another. It is clear that she really cares about the people that work here and does her very best to take care of their needs, big or small. Thank you, Jensen, for being a leader who leads with your heart and faith, and for helping moving us towards a culture of family. Our leadership team member of the year this year goes to Erin Jakubowski.
I'm going to hug you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our last award today is for Support Staff of the Year. They say it takes a village to raise a family, and I would agree, but I would also say that it takes a village to support a 911 center. This is a new award this year, but it is well deserved. When I transitioned from the floor a few years ago, I did so because I wanted to help these amazing people in this center. I couldn't do that without help. I truly believe we have the best support staff here at Williamson County, from IT to training to operations. Our first nominee for this is Jonathan Hopson. I'm going to stand on this side. Mess me up. Jonathan is our training and QA coordinator. He has brought his years of experience with dispatching and his knowledge of technology to this position. We've had the goal for some time to become accredited with APCO for our training program. The work on this daunting task started when Jennifer Swindeman was still here and held that position. But even then, Jonathan assisted from the very beginning as his role as CTO, and helped her complete and submit the application as the training coordinator before she left to work with the state ECB. This is not an easy thing to accomplish, and not long after we submitted our application, they sent it back with a long list of things to do and a very short time to do it. Jonathan took this challenge on head on, working long nights to make sure everything was completed. And in August, he walked across the stage with very few others to accept this accreditation for our agency. Since taking this position, he has really pushed continued education for all telecommunicators, reigniting the fire and passion for this career by helping telecommunicators obtain their excellence in dispatch from NENA, and constantly encouraging free training when it's available for all. He has also encouraged depth in our training program by ensuring he had 2 other fully certified APCO trainers here on staff. Right now, he is working on a training program that focuses on steps to continue growth in our department, encouraging new telecommunicators to be part of the QA committee, which in turn helps them to be better call takers. Thank you, Jonathan, for using your passion for training to make our center a great place to work and grow in this profession. Our last nominee is Jessica Stewart. Jessica is our operations manager. When looking for a new operations manager, I knew I needed someone who others would not only respect, but they would follow. Jessica is definitely both. She is the calm in the chaos. She never wavers, no matter what the task. Whenever she is needed, she walks in and helps, even if that means putting back on a headset and answering a call for help at 2 a.m. She has a positive attitude and strives to find solutions to any problem. She is a definition of a team player, helping to make sure employees are able to get days off and supporting the center during times of low staffing. Supervisors look to her not just a boss, but a mentor. She encourages their growth and celebrates their successes. Although she is willing to meet with any employee, she encourages chain of command and always supports the supervisors. She empowers the supervisors to do amazing work on their own, but is always there with a helping hand when they need it. Several of our supervisors stated that they not only felt supported by Jessica, but they really felt heard. She exhibits a demeanor that is easily approachable and treats everyone fairly and consistently. She is constantly looking for ways to improve our center. Most recently, she is working on creating books for every position, not only making the information readily available, but ensuring we have the information needed during failures and evacuations. Thank you, Jess, for encouraging, empowering, and leading the center forward. We're truly blessed to have you in this position, and I'm not going to make you sit down. because I think there's many here that would agree that you deserve this award this year. I want to thank not only those that were mentioned today, but our whole team of telecommunicators here at Williamson County for the hard work they do every day to keep our citizens and responders safe. We see you. Each and every one of you are heroes. Thank you for your service. This concludes our ceremony, and I want to thank all of you that took the time out to come here today and celebrate with us. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.